Good afternoon. I will now call to order the December 30th Sun Lakes HO Number 2 Board of Directors meeting to order. I would like to ask those in the audience today to please turn off your mobile devices or put them in a silent mode. That includes me. This meeting is being recorded for the accuracy of the minutes. The agenda for today was set at our agenda planning meeting last week. Something new that I have to announce now is starting today, we will offer homeowners that are watching on live streaming the opportunity to ask questions or address concerns on an agenda item before any board vote is made. Also, at the end of the meeting, under homeowners' comments, the process will be as follows. The agenda item will be read into the minutes. The board will be given an opportunity to put forth a motion in a second. I will then ask homeowners watching at home on live streaming to send in your questions or comments regarding that specific agenda item. Our live stream audience will then have 5 minutes to send questions or comments by email to what you see on the screen is boardmeeting@sunlakes2.com. When sending your questions or comments by email, you must put your full name and where you are located, Cottonwood or Powder. Board members will then be asked if they have questions or comments. After board's questions or comments are completed, homeowners in the audience will be offered their opportunity to ask questions or state concerns. Steve Nolan has a laptop with you today, and he will receive the emails from the homeowners and read them to the board. The board will address all emails received within that 5-minute time frame. After hearing all comments from the board and homeowners, then a board vote on that agenda item will take place. Before we start this board meeting today, we're going to recognize that Vice President Gabe Sawatsky is out sick today, and we wish her well and hope she'll get better very soon. And to address a concern of hers, you will not be fired. Now, with all these little housekeepings out of the way, it's finally time to start our board business for the month of December. Hank, I understand you will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I do. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Hank. I am now going to ask the board members and the general manager to introduce themselves. Starting today with Irene D'Alicio.
Irene D'Alicio, Director.
Don Hicks, Director. Frank Gould, Treasurer.
Roger Beagle, President.
Hank, I'm Treasurer, or Secretary. Oh, ambitions.
He's prospecting.
Secretary.
Bud Jensen, Director.
Steve Nolan, General Manager.
Thank you all. Okay, first on the agenda is to approve the November 24th board meeting minutes. These have been distributed to the board members. Board members, are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing no corrections from the board member, can I have a motion and a second to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The November 24th board minutes are approved. Now we come on the agenda item today, the president's message. I would like to recognize and thank all the management that are in the audience today. Your help and support to make this community run smoothly and continue to be a desirable community for active adults is greatly appreciated by this board of directors. On our agenda today are several capital reserve fund requests and one capital improvement fund request. Homeowners watching on live stream will have opportunities to email questions and concerns before a board vote on an agenda item, and again at the end of the meeting. It is my hope that all homeowners, their families and friends have had a safe Merry Christmas. And I wish all to have a very happy New Year. Please be safe, stay healthy. Remember to protect others that you are around by wearing your mask. And please enjoy our amenities and activities this upcoming new year. Now we're down on the agenda to Employee of the Month. Everybody should recognize this employee. Our Employee of the Month for December is Tina Ellis. She is an asset in our homeowner services team and the HOA. Recently, one of our team members was out for medical reasons. Tina stepped in by working extra days and taking an additional job responsibilities beyond what was expected. She continues to take on projects, ask of her with enthusiasm and attitude, how can I make it better? She is efficient and professional while maintaining a positive and cheerful attitude with both homeowners and coworkers. We are lucky to have her as part of our HOA. Tina, you have a great smile. You continue to do a great job for the HOA and the homeowner services. Your continued enthusiasm and attitude are very much appreciated by your fellow employees, your manager, and the community. You are so deserving of Employee of the Month recognition, and congratulations.
Financial summary is on the last page of the agenda. The report contains financial results through the month of November 2020. Year-to-date actual versus budget. Additionally, this report shows balances in our various funds and any monthly activity impacting those balances. As with my previous report, we'll be focusing on two columns: the year-to-date actual and the year-to-date variance, which is the difference between the actual results and what was budgeted. I round it to the nearest dollar, to the nearest $1,000. Homeowner services area. The year-to-date actual is a positive $690,000, and that is $421,000 better than budget. In the food and beverage area, the year-to-date actual, year-to-date net is a negative $149,000, but that is $169,000 better than budget. For golf, the year-to-date actual is a negative $185,000, and that is $182,000 less than budget. For the entire association, the year-to-date actual net is $356,000, and that is $408,000 better than budgeted. As mentioned in previous reports, the management team's effort to control costs with the COVID-19 restrictions has been great, and I think that's reflected in our very positive financial results. Last month, I mentioned that the money that was budgeted to be added to the capital reserve fund and the capital improvement fund would be made by the end of the year. Those transfers occurred earlier in this month of December, the $812,000 for capital reserve, $114,000 for capital improvement. And so at the end of the year, when you see the balances in those funds, these two transfers will be in there. Hillary Gate, year-to-date is a negative $1,998, and that is $1,976 less than budget. The balances in our funds are year-to-date, and it shows any activity that's occurred, and they are all healthy. Number of homes sold year-to-date through November is 294. Resulting revenue from these sales is $431,000, and that's designated for the capital improvement fund. A copy of this report will be available in the administration building tomorrow morning, and please call and make an appointment if you wish to review it. Questions?
Thank you, Frank. Board members may have a motion and a second to accept a pre-audited financial report.
So moved.
Board members, any comments or questions? Motion and second is on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those motion, oops, forgot to say the nay. All those opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Now brings us down to committee reports. First up is Architectural Compliance Committee, Bud Jensen.
Okay, yes, we didn't have a meeting this month, but Joanne and Bill and myself have been real busy. The summary of activities from November 24th to December 28th. As of December 28th, the permits approved were 138, permits denied was 0, and permits 2 weeks or more past due, date requiring follow-up were 2. There is no recommendation for the board or no recommendation for management. Any questions?
Thank you, Bud. Next up is Election Committee. That's Brian Sproats. He is coming down ill with a cold, he says. So today, substituting will be his board liaison, Irene D'Alicio.
Okay, the election committee met on December 2nd with a quorum, and they have 2 recommendations. One is a change in the candidate application, and the other is asking the board to approve their goals, which for 2021.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, Irene.
Mhm.
Dave Hosafar, you said you had something to report? Or no, I misread your nod or whatever it was. You don't have anything, you just, did you get back from your trip okay?
Yes.
Everybody healthy?
Yes.
Very good. There are no other committee reports. All committee meetings have been suspended until further notice due to concerns with COVID. We are now down to project reports. I'm going to ask Steve to give us the Palo Verde restroom renovation report. And then Steve, if you just want to go ahead and go into your management report right after that would be fine.
Sure, thank you. Palo Verde restroom is coming along quite well now. Fast pace. Some of the delays were due to COVID. Right now, the partitions are being installed. The remainder of the partitions will be installed tomorrow. They're looking for, if the inspections go well, it would be the week of the 14th of January. They should be completed. I think everyone will be impressed by them. They really look nice, what they've done so far. Thank you, Dave, for the nice pictures and update today. And I think you'll agree too, they're looking really nice. It's been a really great improvement. Gym staff installed some RP board in there in the storage room, the new storage room Marshall will have for chairs. We'll no longer have them in the hallway there. It's really a nice size storage area too. And I'll move right into my management report. I want to wish all our homeowners a happy New Year's. Believe it or not, it's been another busy month and a busy year. We've accomplished a lot, even with COVID-19 impacting us. I'm just going to highlight month by month, basically, of some of the larger projects or expenses we've had during the year. January 2020, the parking lot rehab project for all of our parking lots, with the exception of the Edmond lot, was approved. Also, the preliminary design for the computer learning center and proposed construction design contract was approved. The preliminary design and construction documents for the remodel of the Cottonwood Bar Grill was approved. In February, the complete on-site reserve study was approved. The replacement of the Palo Verde tennis courts was approved in February. In March, a major sewer line at Palo Verde required emergency repair, and this was approved. In May, the remodel of the Cottonwood Bar and Grill was approved. In June, a new patrol Prius was purchased. LED dimmable lighting project approved for this room. In July, the main sewer line replacement at Palo Verde was approved. The Palo Verde restroom remodel project was approved. In August, the repair of several of the lake walls in the Five Lakes area was approved. In October, several large HVAC units were in need of replacement and approved. In November, the Santana ballroom resurfacing of the floor was approved. This year has been a very busy year despite COVID-19. I feel we can all be proud, both the board of directors and management, of what we've accomplished as an association in 2020. And we all look forward to the challenges 2021 may bring us. For the most updated information, please read the flyer and the email. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Board members, any questions you have with Steve? Thank you, Steve. Thanks for the summary. I didn't know you were going to do that. That's good. Kind of takes you back of when you were, what we did, despite of all the pandemic. That brings us down to director's comments. Today, I want to start with Bud Jensen.
Okay, thank you. I want to congratulate Tina for Employee of the Month. She certainly does deserve it for an employee. And I just want to wish the managers and the employees and the homeowners Happy New Year. And hey, welcome back, Dave and Patty. We missed you while you were gone. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Okay, well, first of all, again, as Bud said, congratulations to Tina. You know what's wonderful about Tina? If you feel down, just walk into that office and look at that smile in here, and you can't help but just smile back and be good. But she's a lot more than a smile. She's a very, very capable lady, and I really like her. So I'm really glad to know that she's an employee of the month. Also, I just want to wish everyone the kind of 2021 that they hope and wish for. And certainly we all hope, I think, and wish that it's going to be better next year, especially in regards to COVID and so on. That's it.
Thank you. Frank?
I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year and certainly hope that 2021 turns out to be a lot better for all of us than the current year. I want to congratulate Tina. She's always upbeat. I'm not sure how she does it, but she is, no matter what the situation is, which is good. And the other thing is Dave, always enjoy your photographs. So it keeps us current, share it with the wife, and answer a lot of questions. So thank you.
I'd like to congratulate Tina, the Employee of the Month. If you work in employee services, you'll know Tina by the big smile on her face. She has a perpetual smile, and she's really pleasant to deal with. 2020 has been a very challenging year, as you all know. I'd like to congratulate our general manager, Steve, and his staff for recognizing COVID and the potential lockdown early in the year. management began to make plans on a what-if basis. And they hit it right on the head. We're able to reduce costs wherever possible and really put a tight rein on spending. They've done an outstanding job, and my congratulations, Steve, to you and your staff. And I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. Be safe.
I also would like to congratulate Tina. I'd like to know where she got that big smile from. You almost need sunglasses when you walk into that office. It's so bright. She does a great job and she's always happy. I also would like to congratulate Steve and his management team, same as Don, for doing such a great job with 2020 and the horrible things we had to deal with like COVID. I feel like we're gonna come out of it okay. We're still here, and fast reaction and good thinking really helped us a lot. I'd like to wish everybody, our homeowners and management staff, a happy new year and a better 2021 than a 2020.
Thank you, board members. Now we are down to the capital reserve replacement fund request. This is the board's tab number 2. Management recommends updating the current AutoCAD irrigation as-built drawings and central control maps for both Cottonwood and Palo Verde golf courses. Management recommends a sole source bid from Marvin Mills Irrigation Consulting for a total price of $34,000. May I have a motion and a second to accept this management recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Now, after the first and second on a motion have been made, this is a time for homeowners. If you have a question or concern or comment in reference to this agenda item, your 5 minutes now start. Now, I'm going to ask you if any homeowners in the audience, if you have any questions or concerns in reference to this agenda item. Hearing none, I will go to board members. Board members, are any questions or comments on this agenda item?
One comment, Mr. President.
Yes, Don.
Under capital replacement fund request, items A, B, and C all tie together. That is a complete package, but we had to break it out in 3 items because of the reserve list.
Correct.
Just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
No, that's a good point. You know, the process is because they're different asset items.
Yes.
That's right. Okay, just want to make sure that we got that right. No other comments from the board members? Steve, do we have anybody that has emailed in reference to this?
Not to this subject.
Okay. We'll give them another 30 seconds. Somebody got a timer, we'll give it 30 seconds. Give them some time just in case, because it is something new. If we don't get anything in, Steve, just give me a nod here. Okay, board members, there doesn't seem to be any responses by email. There is a motion and a second on the floor to approve management's recommendation. All those that approve, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion is approved. Next item would be 11B. Board members, this is your tab number 3. Management recommends the replacement of the current golf course weather station. The current golf course weather station is no longer operational and replacement parts are no longer available. Management recommends a sole source bid from Ewing Irrigation and Landscaping Supply for a total price of $24,369. Ewing is the exclusive regional distributor of this item. May I have a motion and a second by the board members to accept this management recommendation?
So, second.
Okay, again, a reminder to those listening on live streaming, this starts your 5 minutes to send your emails in reference to this agenda item. Now, while we're waiting for the comments, board members, are there any questions or comments in reference to this agenda item? Homeowners in attendance, or any comments or questions in this agenda item? You have, I'm sorry, would you stand up and tell us who you are?
Yeah, David Hosevar, homeowner. We have just an explanation of what this weather station does. Can someone explain what it does?
I'd be happy to. Scott Anderson is here today. Scott, can you address this?
Yes, thank you. The weather station, what it does is it collects it's a station that right now is currently down at the far end of the driving range. And it collects all the weather data, humidity, temperature, wind, solar radiation, collects all that information. And it talks with the central control of the irrigation computer and helps generate a number with how much water is lost in the plants through evaporation and transpiration. And it gives us a way where we can irrigate the property or the golf property onto that are on that control a little more efficient. Fair enough?
Scott, I have a question.
Sure.
This was put on there as the weather station. This is not the weather station that homeowners would look at. This is your own weather station.
This is a weather station that speaks directly.
Specific for you.
It takes
for your
the
golf
climate
courses.
data here at the golf course, yeah.
Okay. All right. It's not the one we get our temperature and that sort of stuff from.
No.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. Board, oh, I'm sorry, Bob Newer, you have a question?
Robert New owner. I understand the concept of the evapotranspiration rate and trying to figure out how much water we're losing and replacing it and tailoring our water supply to that. I was kind of surprised at, wow, how expensive this thing is. I understand our old one's been out of service for a long time. So I guess we've been just compensating by watching temperature or something and making adjustments to the system. I have no idea. But is it expected it's going to save us a lot of money? Hopefully, I imagine it's going to.
Is that the next question I want to make sure, Scott, before you go to yours, and I'm going to give you a comment. We are really, Steve was instructed at the start of 2020, pay attention to irrigation. Board members here talk to him in reference to irrigation and the saving of water and everything. Now I'll turn it over to Scott. Scott, are you ready?
Yes. And I can't say that it's necessarily we're gonna see a huge savings in water. That's one of the things that we're hoping that happens, but I couldn't say that that's gonna happen. But what it will do is that it will help us use the water more efficiently. And what I mean by that is the wear and tear and all of the hydraulics and the whole system. It just kind of gives us a better number on how much we should be watering, what our demands are on a daily basis.
And a simple answer, it's just going to help us, period, right? Because instead of having somebody go around and look at all the plants, this is telling you back what they need.
Yeah, it's giving us data that, yeah, what, not only what the plants need, but it also gives us information that we can log and have historical information. And, you know, remember how much rain we had, how much, we'll make sure we have all of our data, historical log.
Thank you, Scott. You did a good job of explaining it. Yes, it may be an expensive item, but. Board, there is a motion and a second on the floor. What did I didn't ask Steve yet. Steve, is there anybody? Okay, sorry about that. No emails. Board, there's a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Next item is 11C. Board, this is your tab number 4. Management recommends the purchase of a new computer and software for irrigation control at the golf courses. Management recommends a sole source bid from Ewing Irrigation and Landscaping Supply for a total price of $10,066. Ewing is the exclusive regional distributor for this item. May I have a motion and a second to accept management's recommendation?
So moved.
This is the time the homeowners watching on live stream, excuse me. You have your 5 minutes starts here to send your email. A reminder is that you send the questions and comment by email. You must put your full name and where you're located, Cottonwood or Palo Verde. Board members, are there any comments or questions needed? Homeowners in attendance, are there any questions or comments on this agenda item? Steve, is there anybody come sending an email in reference to this? No. Hearing none, board, there is a motion and a second on the floor. All those that approve say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Next up, this is 11D. Board, this is your tab number 5. Management recommends the replacement of the fountain at Winston Lake with an Aqua Master 2-horsepower fountain. The current fountain has a motor failure on the pump is beyond repair. Management recommends a sole source bid from Solitude Lake Management for a total price of $8,732. Solitude Lake Management is the exclusive provider in Arizona for Aqua Master commercial fountains. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept this recommendation?
So moved.
After the motion and second, homeowners watching on live stream, this is your start for 5 minutes to send your comments or questions in reference to this agenda item. Board members, are there any comments or questions that you have in reference to this? I'm going to bring up one. Then ASS wanted to know where Winston Lake is. I want to answer first, Scott. I'm going to let you answer but I want to answer first. Okay? My notes say here that I put down also known as Swan Lake. Okay, Scott?
That is correct. And only being here a year, it's my understanding that the reason why it's always referred to as Winston Lake is because that is the group or company that installed and built that lake.
I'll be darned.
And so that is why.
Well, now we
That's
can
how
a little
that's
bit-
how we refer to it down in Gulf Media. Winston Lake. So that was the company that installed it.
Thank you, Scott. You're a wealth of information, you know that, don't you? Did I ask you homeowners here present if you had a question? Anybody have a question? Steve, do we have any emails coming in reference to this?
No, we do not.
Board, there is a motion and a second on the floor. All those approved say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Next on that is 11E. This is our board tab number 6. Management recommends replacing the fountain at Cottonwood Golf Course hole number 4 south with an Aquamaster 2 horsepower fountain. The current fountain has motor failure on the pump and is beyond repair. Management recommends a sole source bid from Solitude Lake Management for a total price of $8,974, which includes an LED light kit and a 200-foot power cord and light cable. Solitude Management is the exclusive provider in Arizona for Aquamaster commercial fountains. Now, I'm going to say to you, there are a couple more fountains coming up, and the sole source bid for all of them is for the same reason. But I'll read it just so everybody knows. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept this management recommendation?
Second.
Now that the first and second have made the motion on the floor, homeowners at home, if you're watching, this starts your 5 minutes to send an email to address any comments or concerns under this agenda item. Board members, do you have any comments, questions, need additional information, clarification on this recommendation? Homeowners in attendance, you have a question. I understand that Bob Newer has one.
Robert Newer, homeowner. Just out of curiosity, I noticed this one's just $200 more, $250 more. Is that how much the light kits run?
Now, if you standard, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Scott, but it's standard, 150-foot cable, we went out to 200, and then we had to put a LED light in there, and so now we have a light cable. So there comes the difference really between, they're not exactly the same fountain. There is something else different.
And I was kind of curious. I realized that different installations are going to have some different prices. But I was kind of surprised. Some of the 2 horsepower Aquamasters that we've replaced over the last 2 years, they've been up to 11, 12,000 something, and these are the best prices these 3 years. Is that just dependent upon the installation, because some are lit and others aren't?
Well, I'm not going to give you an answer on that because I'm not educated enough. Scott, can you kind of address it?
Yeah, I can, and it's part of some of the decisions to make sure that we kind of get these done before the end of the year, because they had a sale on their product the last 6 weeks from the middle of November to the end of December. And so we had those fountains that have been inoperable. It's a good time to kind of collectively get all through.
It's nice to take advantage of them. Thank you, Scott. Steve, if we have any email questions in reference to this one?
No.
Board, there's a motion and a second on the floor. All those that approve, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion is approved. Next comes 11F. This is our tab number 7. Management recommends the replacing of fountain at Palo Verde Golf Course, hole number 14, with an Aquamaster 2 horsepower fountain. The current fountain has motor failure on the pump and is beyond repair. Management recommends again a sole source bid from Solitude Lake Management for a total price $8,732. Solitude Lake Management is the exclusive provider in Arizona for Aquamaster commercial fountains. May I have a motion and a second to accept this management's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Now that the first and second motion is on the floor, homeowners at home, if you have any questions or comments in reference to this agenda item, This now starts for 5 minutes. Board members, do you have any comments, questions, or need additional information or clarification on this recommendation? Scott, I have a question on this. This was the first time that we've seen, that I've seen that I can recognize. This seems to have not, that pump seems to not have lasted as long because we had an estimated year of replacement of 2023, but now we're in 2020. So it just didn't last nearly as long. Can you answer or make a suggestion on that?
In all honesty, I'm not entirely sure why that thing is completely failed. It just did. It's inoperable. It's not.
Some of them outlast others.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure what the reason was. I don't know if there was the history of that, or there was power issues, or what the reason was. Water quality. I'm not entirely sure. There's a number of things, but it just had gone down, and
It's electrical too.
yeah, it's electrical, and we kept.
Now, I did contact Karen Lee's administration office, and she says that pump was purchased in 2014. So we got 5-6 years out of it, but maybe there was a mistake made in the year to be replaced of 2023. You never know, do you?
No, I'm not entirely sure. With those pumps running 12 hours a day, basically, for 365 days a year for 6 to 10 years, it's a lot of wear and tear on it, for sure.
Thank you for your explanation.
Yeah, I think, can I add something there as far as the reserve study goes, where it shows the year to be replaced? The fellows that conduct the survey, that conduct the studies, tend to look at industry averages for products, and they group them and they give you the average as far as the lifespan for a particular item. And I think you'll notice in the 2 previous ones, those were scheduled to be replaced in 2018. So it's always an iffy situation if you're going to hit it on the head based on that industry average, or if you aren't. It's the same way with our air conditioners. I'll bet 3 out of 4, maybe 2 out of 4, are always being replaced other than the year they were projected to be replaced. And that's just the way it is.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Scott, for your explanations. Okay, my thumb lost its place. Owners have no question about it. Steve, do we have anything that's on?
No question.
No questions. So board, there's a motion and a second on the floor. All those approved, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Very good. Did I miss one? Okay. I'm okay. I can go on to the next. Didn't seem like I needed to say it again.
Check each one off.
What's that?
I said, check each one off.
Did you really?
Then again, they go,
I can get it. I can get going.
David Secretary.
What's that?
Secretary.
Oh,
But the other one, I have the treasurer.
oh, you are? And that's because you're not the treasurer. Okay, we're done with those, yeah. Now comes down to PB Gate Fund. There is nothing for PB Gate Fund. Now we come down to a Capital Improvement Fund request. Board, this is your tab number 8. Management recommends the construction of 3 pickleball courts located just south of Cottonwood Tennis Court number 1. 3 bids were sent out and received back from Farnsworth Construction for $276,319. General Acrylics for $300,554. Elite Sports, no bid this project. Management recommends the bid from Farnsworth Construction for $276,319 plus a 10% contingency of $27,632. This would make it a total price of $303,951. Board, may I have a motion and a second to accept this management recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
After the first and second have been made, homeowners watching at home, live streaming, this starts your 5 minutes to send an email. As a reminder, when sending the email, comments or questions, you must put your full name and where you're located, Cottonwood or Palo Verde. Board, is there any questions, comments, or clarifications on this agenda item? Homeowners in attendance, do you have any questions or comments? Darn. Let's give it a couple minutes and then I'll turn to Steve and see if anybody has emailed in reference to this. How are we doing down there, Steve?
Got a couple of comments.
Okay, you want to read them?
Sure. The first one is from Harry Basheri, Chairman of the Cottonwood Palo Verde Recreation Committee. I would like to thank you and the HOA Board for approving construction of 3 pickleball courts. These courts will be greatly appreciated by the members of the second largest club in our community, as well as non-member homeowners who have difficulty accessing 4 existing courts. The addition of these courts will benefit all homeowners who live in Cottonwood, Palo Verde by ensuring adequate courts for homeowners and future players of the fastest growing sport in the world. Thank you again, Harry Basheri. And I have a second email from Bernie Sirac, the Sun Lakes Pickleball president. In the event that management recommendation to build 3 new courts is approved today, please provide input regarding the anticipated next steps and timeframes. These will be key questions the members of the Sun Lakes Pickleball Club will be asking you immediately after the board meeting. Your feedback is most appreciated.
Well, on the first one, I'm going to say to Harry Basheri, Chairman of the Recreation Committee, thank you very much for your comments. The board shares the enthusiasm for all homeowners of the addition of these courts. On the second one, I'll address that in a little while, so I'm going to put that one on the hold. That does not involve the vote for the approval. So where we're at right now is board, we have a motion and a second on the board. All those approve say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Now I want to take some time and I want to read something into the minutes, and I want this kind of partially addresses the pickleball courts. I have a proposal to the board for moving the additional pickleball courts project forward and can start the construction as soon as possible. A capital improvement project that is below the limit of capital improvement fund does not require a homeowner's vote. Today, the board approved a bid from the project for $303,951, which includes the contingency. The limit of one capital improvement project is $320,000 for this year. Other possibilities for a homeowner vote might have been for consideration due to possible noise, loss of a green belt, loss of a partial view amenity, etc. All homeowners were given the opportunity to to present comments at board meetings, through comment cards, the Pickleball Study Group, and Facilities and Grounds Committee. Prior boards in 2016 and 2017 and the Pickleball Study Group reviewed all possible locations within or adjacent to our community. All possible locations were considered. None were considered viable alternatives, either due to leases or locations. The Board of Directors are elected to represent all Cottonwood homeowner, I should have said Cottonwood Palo Verde homeowners, and not a particular group or club. The additional pickleball courts will benefit all of our homeowners, whether or not they use the pickleball courts. The enhancement of any community amenity will benefit the whole community. Our community does not have the ability at this time to build any more additional courts. A reminder, as we're landlocked. The pickleball courts are not just for the pickleball club, but they are for all homeowners of our community to use within the guidelines established in our board policy. This project has been properly vetted by the board of directors with regards to community input. The limit of one capital improvement project is $320,000. The cost of this project, including contingency, is $303,951. There is a possibility, per Farnsworth Construction, who is the winning bidder, that if we do not start this project soon, they may have to rebid the project due to increase in concrete prices that are anticipated within the next few months. With all this considered, I would like to have this board of directors agree to move this project forward as soon as possible. Now, I want you to understand that we have not met with the contractor. The contractor does not know that they are the winning bid. There will be a construction meeting and we'll have better things to say in the next coming month, okay? So we can't give you an exact date, but we are moving it forward. Board members, do you have any comments? Now back to the agenda. Item number 14 is voluntary contribution fund. There is none. Item 15, Palo Verde restroom renovation, none. Under 18 is old business, none. Under 17, we have some new business. Board members, this is your tab number 9. This is to approve the election committee's 2021 goals and objectives. May I have a motion and a second to accept this recommendation from the election committee?
So moved.
Second.
Board members, are there any comments that you need to make on these? Motion and second is on the floor. All those approved say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion is approved. Tab number 10 is the approve the elections committee recommended changes to the board candidate application form. May I have a motion and a second to accept this recommendation from the election committee?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions that need to be answered?
I have a comment.
You have a comment,
Yes, I do.
Irene.
I just wanted to point out that the only change to the candidate application is that we recommend that candidates get a few extra signatures, because sometimes we find that 2 residents in a home signs the petition and it's only allowed to have 1 homeowner basically sign the petition. So we've added that clause in there to just get a couple. That's the only change to it.
Thank you,
Does that
Irene.
make sense? Mhm.
Board, there's a first and a second on the floor. All those approved, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion is approved. First reading, there is none. We're now down to homeowners' comments. I'll first start with giving the homeowners at home a chance to email your questions or concerns in, and then I will go to the homeowners that are in the audience. Dave Hosevar, you're the only homeowner left. Do you want to make any comments?
Yes, I do.
You do. Wait for the microphone, and please state who you are.
You're probably on your phone.
No, we're not laughing at you.
First of all, 2020 was a difficult year. And thanks, the board did a great job. And I think the gentleman sitting to my left, Marshall Riker, deserves a great round of applause. Him and his staff, Mandy, Josh, Andy, and all the others from food services did a great job of pivoting and all the extra effort that they did of providing all the homeowners all the extra services and the comfort that we did. And we live in our little bubble here, and they provided us a lot of security and a lot of comfort. And thank you very much, all your team. Thank you, Marshall.
And the board feels the same way.
And Steve, Steve, and all the help that you gave them, the support, and we really appreciate that. So on the lighter side, we have 3 minutes. Sitting up there, Ball State, Muncie, Indiana, is there's some bowl games coming up. There's the Clash of Champions, and I'll be bloviating, and I have some copies for everyone here. I'll be quick. San Jose State, the Ball State Cardinals are about to square off in the Arizona Bowl. Ball State out of Muncie, Indiana, will be down in Arizona taking on the Buffalo. Took down Buffalo 38-28 to win its first MAC championship since 1996. The kickoff for the Arizona Bowl in an empty Arizona Stadium on New Year's Eve will be at noon tomorrow on Channel 5 locally. Special note, Steve Nolan's college roommate was Charlie the Cardinal. That was his college roommate, okay? Okay. Up at the board there, Frank Gold, University of Cincinnati alumni. His team, Cincinnati, will be taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. His coach, Luke Fickle, says his Cincinnati team, who's an Ohio State alumni, has never played a team as tough as the Georgia Bulldogs. Not tougher than Michigan or Ohio State. That's some real locker room talk there. Game is on ESPN 11 a.m. on January 1st. So it's Cincinnati, who's the winningest school in the state of Ohio, is 7-point underdogs to Georgia. And again, Frank is our treasurer here. Okay, the team that's only won 6 games out of these 3 that I mentioned is Ohio State. They're the number 3 seed, and they'll face number 2 seed Clemson, 10-0 in the Sugar Bowl at 6 p.m. on January 1st, and the game will be televised by ESPN.
Are we going to go on that?
One more. Another special note, their current roommate, the vice chair of the Recreation and Entertainment Committee, is also the former mascot of the Ohio State University as well. So that's a special. That's it. And I have all these notes here if you want a copy of them. So that's all I have.
I like the way you got to yours, by the way of Marshall. But thank you. Your comments about Marshall Riker are well deserved, and your comments about Steve Nolan are well deserved. And the board certainly thanks you for your comments about us. Steve, do we have any comments you want to read?
Yes, that says on behalf, this is from the Sun Lakes Pickleball Club president, on behalf of Sun Lakes Pickleball Club members, non-club members throughout the HOA and HOA2 homeowners in general, I wish to express our sincere appreciation for the decisions made today. Sincerely, Bernie Sarah. And that's it.
That's it? Okay. For those of you that were watching on live stream and those in the audience today, I thank you very much. I wish everyone a happy new year. Please stay healthy and safe. The last board meeting for December 2020 is adjourned.
Roger, I have one more thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jay's keeping an eye on us because I got several emails from her. So,
Oh, from Jay?
or Jay, someone's watching out. She's doing fine.
That's not what our reviews are.
One last thing, Mr.